Welcome to today's video where we will be discussing the concept of passive learning. Have you ever wondered if there is a way to learn without actively engaging in studying or practicing? Well, that's exactly what passive learning is all about. Passive learning refers to the acquisition of knowledge or skills without actively participating in the learning process. Unlike traditional methods of learning which require active involvement and effort, passive learning allows you to absorb information passively, often through observation or exposure. One common example of passive learning is watching educational videos or documentaries. By simply watching and listening to the content, you can gain knowledge on various topics without actively studying or taking notes. This allows for a more relaxed and enjoyable learning experience. Another form of passive learning is through reading. When you read a book or an article, you are exposed to new ideas and information without actively engaging in the learning process. This can be a great way to expand your knowledge and gain insights on different subjects. Passive learning can also occur through conversations or listening to podcasts. When you engage in discussions or listen to experts on a particular subject, you are passively absorbing information and learning from their experiences and insights. Passive learning refers to a style of learning where the learner plays a more passive role in the learning process. Unlike active learning, which involves hands-on, interactive experiences, passive learning often involves listening or watching without directly engaging with the material. This is a common approach in traditional classroom settings, where students listen to lectures or watch presentations. However, passive learning can also occur outside of the classroom, such as when individuals read books or watch educational videos. One advantage of passive learning is that it can be a more accessible form of learning, as it does not require active participation or physical resources. For example, someone can acquire knowledge by listening to a podcast while commuting or watching a documentary from the comfort of their home. Passive learning can also be helpful for individuals who prefer to absorb information at their own pace, allowing them to pause or rewind the content as needed. However, passive learning also has its limitations. Without active engagement, learners may not fully internalize or retain the information presented to them. For instance, someone who simply listens to a lecture without taking notes or asking questions may struggle to remember the key points later on. Additionally, passive learning can be less effective for complex or technical subjects that require hands-on practice or interactive discussions. To make the most of passive learning, it is important to supplement it with active learning strategies. For example, after watching a video or listening to a podcast, you can engage in reflective exercises such as summarizing the main points or discussing them with others. Taking notes as you passively consume information can also help reinforce your understanding and retention. It is worth noting that passive learning should not be the sole approach to learning. Active learning methods, which involve direct engagement with the material, are generally more effective for deep understanding and skill development. Therefore, it is recommended to combine passive and active learning approaches to create a well-rounded and comprehensive learning experience. Overall, passive learning can be a convenient and accessible way to acquire knowledge, but it should be complemented with active learning strategies for optimal learning outcomes. By actively engaging with the material and supplementing passive learning with interactive exercises, learners can enhance their understanding, retention, and application of the knowledge they acquire. So, next time you engage in passive learning, don't forget to take active steps to maximize your learning potential.